It is my honor and privilege to present the honorary doctoral candidate, Peter Coughlin. Peter Coughlin is a Carleton graduate, co-founder of the Redbourne Group and former president of Claridge Properties. He is a leader in real estate and investment, an active member of the Montreal community, and a proud family man. Born and raised in Toronto, Peter Coughlin attended Carleton University, where he studied business and was also a member of the golf team. Mr. Coughlin graduated from Carleton in 1975 with a Bachelor of Commerce degree, and he went on to earn his M.B.A. from the University of Western Ontario in 1979. Mr. Coughlin began his business career in 1980 as an investment officer, specializing in real estate with the Canadian National Railway Pension Fund. Later that year, he moved to Cemp Investments, the holding company for the Bronfman family. Mr. Coughlin began his time at Cemp as an investment analyst involved in both public equities and real estate. In 1987, he became the Senior Vice President of Real Estate Investments for Claridge Properties Inc, Cemp's successor. 4 years later, Mr. Coughlin was appointed President of Claridge Properties, which had a real estate portfolio in excess of $1 billion, including Terminal 3 at Toronto's Lester B. Pearson Airport, as well as significant holdings in Canada and the United States. In 1995, Mr. Coughlin and his partner Norman Spencer formed Redbourne Properities Inc. Redbourne is a private real estate investment and management company located in Montreal. Redbourne currently manages a real estate portfolio in excess of 5 million square feet, including some of Montreal's premium commercial buildings such as Place Montréal Trust, Place Telus, and Place du Parc. Family is very important in Mr. Coughlин's life. He's been married for 41 years to a fellow Carleton graduate, Elizabeth Paulette. Together they have a daughter, Erin, and two sons, Michael and Stephen. They are grandparents to 4 young boys, William, Benjamin, and twins Rory and Tobin. In celebration of his 60th birthday, Mr. Coughlin, along with his 2 sons, climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. And last year, Mr. Coughlin and his wife, Elizabeth, walked a portion of the Camino Real in Spain. In addition to his family and his many, many contributions in business, Mr. Coughlin is also very active as a generous member of the Montreal community. Throughout the 90s, Mr. Coughlin served on the board of Lower Canada College, a prestigious coeducational high school in Montreal. He has served on the board of the Montreal General Hospital Foundation since 2004, including as vice chair from 2009 to 2011, and chair from 2011 to 2014. Mr. Coughlin joined McGill's University Board of Governors in 2010, and he currently chairs the Building and Property Committee and serves as a member of the Executive Committee. He is also a mentor to a Loran Scholar who is currently studying at McGill. Mr. Coughlin was part of the original organizing committee for Montreal's Hockey Helps the Homeless. Through his efforts and others, Hockey Helps the Homeless has raised over $2 million for Montreal's homeless shelters. For over 20 years, Redbourne has been a major source of many of Montreal's major charities, including United Appeal, Juvenile Diabetes, and the Montreal McGill Health Center, donating over $1 million. In recognition of his service and contribution to the community, Peter Coughlin was awarded the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal. Madam President, in recognition of his leadership in business development, architectural heritage, and his volunteer service in the fields of health and education, I request that you confer the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, upon Peter Coughlin.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Faculty Senate and the Board of Governors of Carleton University, I hereby bestow upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto pertaining. Dr. Coughlin, we're proud of you. Congratulations.
Welcome. Madam Vice Chancellor, Vice Chair of the Board, honored guests, parents, grandparents, friends, and most importantly, graduates, good morning and welcome. I would first like to sincerely thank Dr. Tomberlin for his very kind introduction. It is very, very much appreciated. To be honest, I'm a bit overwhelmed to be standing before you today. When I look back at the outstanding academic and public figures that have preceded me as recipients of this honor, like Peter Mansbridge, Lloyd Robertson, and Sally Armstrong, there is no doubt that this is and will always be likely the finest club I have ever been asked to join. I am very grateful to those who nominated me and to the Senate of Carleton for this honor, and I accept it with a great deal of humility and, to be honest, a little bit of embarrassment. I spent 4 wonderful years at Carleton as a young 18-year-old from an all-boy Jesuit high school. Carleton was for me a time of both academic and personal growth. Academically, my commerce courses taught by outstanding professors opened my mind and appetite for business and provided me with the necessary tools to build my career. Personally, I made lifetime friends, and best of all, I met my wife of 41 years in the lobby of Glengarry on the very first day. We had our ups and downs, but a Carleton grad in French literature, Elizabeth and I cherished our time here at Carleton. From working in the pub, living in residence, homes in the glebe, walking the tunnels, skating the canal, and of course, enjoying pre- and post-game activities of 4 Panda games. It was the most enjoyable time of our lives. We will always be indebted. I want to congratulate the graduates and their families. All those receiving degrees today have achieved something quite special. Be proud of your degrees and remember your time at this wonderful school. As graduates, you become the school's best ambassadors. To all the people you are going to meet, you will be Carleton. Speak fondly of your experience. Remember the wonderful men and women who taught you, the friendships you made, and the joy you experienced. This school will always belong to you. Support it with tremendous energy and enthusiasm. And a little cash once in a while wouldn't hurt. Now, besides your graduation, the second best thing about today is that I no longer have to get up at 5 in the morning and rewrite this speech. Considering the number of convocation speeches that are given every year, it's hard to come up with a unique message which may be remembered by some and have some value to such a young and gifted graduating class. What I have concluded is that I would like to ask you a question, which I wish I was asked when I sat in those seats 37 years ago, prior to receiving my M.B.A. And that question is, how do you measure success? Why this question is so important is because you are going to spend the next number of years chasing and measuring your success based on the criteria you establish in your definition. For some of you, it may be financial success. For others, it may be personal. Whatever it is, my experience both in my personal life and as an employee for 15 years and as an owner of my company with 75 employees is that those individuals who have a high level of personal satisfaction and happiness in their lives are most likely to succeed. I have witnessed, unfortunately, the destruction that can be caused to someone when they chase a definition of success which brings no personal satisfaction. It usually manifests itself in poor performance reviews, numerous jobs, and in the worst case, depression. One may be successful and unhappy in the short term, but in the long run, happiness is required to be successful. So how does one go about finding the state of personal contentment? I only took one psych course, Psych 100, and I obviously didn't get a doctorate today in psychology, so I don't know all the answers, but I would like you to consider the following 3. First, be who you are. Each of you must take the time and honestly identify the things you love to do, the things that give you true satisfaction, and once you have determined them, use them to find the meaning and purpose of your life. Stay true to the most real, most sincere, and authentic parts of yourself. Never violate your integrity to gain someone else's approval. Don't strive for someone else's notion of success. It is unattainable. True success and happiness can only come from doing what you want and achieving the goals that you have established for yourself, and not the ones determined by others. It does not matter what other people think you should do. What matters is that you do what you want. And once you determine who you are and what you want to do, don't allow fear or failure to hold you back. The only thing I can guarantee you this morning is that at one point in the pursuit of your self-discovery, you will face failure. We all have. But failure is a necessary step in growing. It teaches us our strengths and weaknesses and tests our commitment and conviction. Failure should not be defined as it is in the Merriam-Webster dictionary as to not succeed, but rather defined as not doing what you want. I think the great English leader Winston Churchill was correct and wise when he suggested that success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. 2, live a balanced life. A balanced life is about integrating those aspects of your life which are truly important and realizing that sometimes you need to make choices about what comes first. Balance work with play. Balance listening with talking. At a negotiation I was involved in years ago when I was selling a building, the other party reminded me that God gave me 2 ears and 1 mouth for a good reason, and that was to listen. He was right. Listening is an acquired skill. It takes determination and concentration to be a good listener. But if done right, it is an important element of success in any field. Balance self-confidence with humility. Believe in yourself, have confidence and determination, but always with humility and respect for others. In Ken Blanchard's book, The 1 Minute Manager, he states, people with humility do not think less of themselves. They just think about themselves less. Humility allows one to accept who they are, to admit when they are wrong, and to remain open to others' ideas. Humility can help create harmonious relationships in our personal and business lives. And most importantly, balance family with career. Your career will end, but the relationship you have with your partner and your children will last a lifetime. Your attendance at that 5 o'clock strategy meeting is not nearly as important as your attendance at your son or daughter's 5 o'clock soccer, hockey game, or piano recital. In addition, work at maintaining friendships, the friendships you created at this school and the ones you will create in the future. Friendships are precious, and as you age, they become a vital and essential part of your life. 3, volunteer. No one can live a full and rewarding life when their energy and choices are focused entirely on themselves. As graduates of this fine institution, you are very privileged. Not everyone has the support or opportunity to achieve what you have accomplished. But with privilege comes responsibility. As government funding is reduced, our hospitals, universities, and charities are in need of your energy, creativity, and enthusiasm. Find a cause and give your time. There is no greater gift than one's own time. The intangible benefits that you will get from volunteering will give you a great deal of pride, satisfaction, and accomplishment. Giving back is an opportunity to change the world, to improve someone's life, to invest in the future. If there is anything that I would like you to remember from this morning, it is that if you stay true to yourself, work at what you love, create an environment in which you have time for yourself, your family, and others, you will be physically, emotionally, and financially successful. In 1970, that's a long time ago, we used to sit around the 4th floor of Glengarry and listen to Bob Dylan's "The Times They Are A-Changin'." With issues related to youth unemployment, climate change, and the high level of student debt, those words are even more appropriate today as in the 70s. Although it would be quite easy to be cynical about the future, I remain confident and hopeful that your generation will find or invent solution to these problems. Your commitment to equality, fairness, justice, and the common good are all reasons to be hopeful. Continue to be strong and fight for what you believe is right. Use your intelligence and the skills you have learned at this great school to address these issues. As business grads, take your ideas and create a small business. Employ young people and create an environment in which they can learn from their mistakes and grow into confident individuals. As engineers and architects, invent or design the next step in our fight against climate change, create the most energy-efficient home or building, the affordable electric car, or the most effective and affordable cure for cancer. Make this a better world for your children and my grandson, William. I grew up in an Irish home with many Irish blessings. Today, I would like to share one with you. And it is that as you leave this wonderful school for the last time, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your faces. May the rain fall softly on your fields. And for as long as you live, may God hold you in the palm of his hands. Good luck. Thank you.